Let us then start with the first example, that now the direction indices are given and you have to. So let us see. We have to do 1 0 0. We have to do 1 0 0, right? So the first thing is that you quickly draw the cube, right? One technique is that you draw one square and you draw the other square and then you join the lines. So do this practice. Draw a square, move it a little, draw another square, and then join the lines. So this is it, and that is your origin. So when it says it is 1 0 0, then from 0 0 0 you have to go to this point, right? You have to go to this point. So 1 0 0 minus 0 0 is the coordinate, isn't it? So which is the point? It is 1 0 0. So draw the line, right? The technique is that this is the direction index. This means that there is a point minus 0 0 0. So that point of course is 1 0 0 here directly. Similarly, when you do 1 1 0, 1 1 0, it means the final point was 1 1 0 minus 0 0 0. So therefore, draw the point 1 1 0. Locate where is the point 1 1 0. So 1 in the x, 1 in the y, 0. So this is point 1 1 0. And the direction from the origin to here is 1 1 0. So these are rather simple ones. We can have more. So now say it is 1 1 2. Now say it is 1 1 2. We know that any number more than 1 is outside the cube. So it means that first divide by 2. That is the first step that you do. Because if you are inside a normal cube, then the maximum distance you can go in x or y or z is 1. So if there is any number which is more than that, then this is not right. So therefore what you do is you divide this. So you will have half half 1. Half half 1. So now half half 1 is your real thing, and that means you have to go to the point half half 1 and from the origin join them. So from here, half in x, half in y, and 1 in z. Do you understand? You go half in x, you go half in y, and you go 1 in z. So you are on the top face, you are in the top face, and you are here in the middle. So this is the point half half 1, isn't it? This is the point half half 1. So this is the point half half 1. Once you draw this point, locate this point, then join from origin to here. This is your direction vector, and it is 1 1 2, right? So this is how you do it. You look at the direction index number. If it is larger than 1, you divide all of the others by the largest one, you get the point coordinates, and then you see. Let us see the next one. Minus 1 0. I could not write minus 1 right here easily, so I have written it here, but when you write it with your hand, then minus 1 is here, the bar 1, minus 1 0. So now this is tricky, but once you understand it, it will be great. Here no number is greater than 1, so no division. But minus 1 means that you have moved the origin. As soon as there is minus 1, you have moved the origin. So the technique is that how do you move the origin? Just see on which axis it is a minus number and move the origin only on that axis. Let me repeat. See in the direction index which number is minus. That is x or y or z. Which one it is, on that one move the origin. So here the minus 1 is only on the x. So on the x you move here and make this your new origin. The others don't have a minus sign, right? So this is how you decide. We will see in later examples if there are more than 1 minus, then what do we do, right? So in x you move here, and this is your new origin. Once it is your new origin, then your point is minus 1 0 from here your point where you want to go, right? This has now become your origin. From here you have to go minus 1 0. So from here you go minus 1 in the x direction, minus 1 in the x direction, plus 1 in the y direction. So this is the point minus 1 0. This is your new origin, minus 1 in the x, plus 1 in the y. So this is your point. This is your point. Minus 1, 0. This is the point. So therefore your direction is from the origin to this point, and you have direction index, the direction vector. So you are drawing the direction. Let us do. Now it is minus 3 to minus 1. Remember, when you write it, it is bar 3 and it is bar 1, right? So there are two things now. The numbers are more than 1. So divide by the largest number, so that everything becomes, so this is 1, this is 2 by 3, this is 1 by 3, right? So that is one thing. Divide by the largest number. So this is 1, this is 2 by 3, this is 1 by 3. But there are minus signs. So actually it is minus 1, minus 2 by 3, and so on. Okay. Then there are minus signs on the x-axis and z-axis. So you have to move the origin. You have to move the origin in the x and the z. So from x you move here. So you have, right, minus sign in x and minus sign in z. So move in x and move in z, and this is your new origin. As simple as that. How many minus signs are there in the three axes? Whichever axis is minus, move to the other side of that. So this is your original origin, move to x, and then minus is on z also, so move in z also. So this is now your origin. Once this is your origin, then you have to move minus 1, 2 by 3, minus 1 by 3, right? That is what you did, that you divided by 3 everywhere. So this is minus 1, 2 by 3, minus 1 by 3. So you first, from here, in the x you move minus 1. In the x you move minus 1, right? In the x you move minus 1. In the y you move 2 by 3. So from here you move 2 by 3, as they are showing, 2 by 3. And from there, in the z, right, in the z you move down, right? It is minus 1 by 3. So you move down, minus 1 by 3. So they are showing you that from here, in x you moved minus 1, in y you move plus 2 by 3, in z you move minus 1 by 3. So this is your final point. This is your origin, this is your final point. So this is your direction vector, and the correct numbers are bar 3 to bar 1. Okay. So this is how you go, right? So remember, it is nothing very complicated and so on. It is just that the direction was shown, when the vector was shown, you had to find the number. When the number is given, you have to make the direction as an arrow, and that is it. And the rules are the same. The rules are the same, that if any of the numbers are more than 1, then divide all the numbers so that the largest one becomes 1. And if there are any negative numbers, then it means that you move the origin. And with these two techniques, you can finalize all of them. Let us do one more. Rather than the origin, we are not starting from any of the corners here. You see, this is the normal corner. We could start here. In one example, we moved corner here. In one example, we moved here. We are not starting from any of the corners. We are starting from some point in the middle to some point in the other one. This is very easy then. This is very easy then, because if you can locate this point, and if you can locate this point, then the vector theory just says that this minus this is the direction indices, isn't it? So if you can locate this point, if it is given that it is 3 by 4, 0, 1 by 4, so of course you know that in x you have moved 3 by 4, in y you have not moved, and in z you have moved 1 by 4. Similarly, if this point is 1 by 4, half, half, then it means that from here, in x you have moved 1 by 4, in y you have moved half, in z you have moved half, and you have come to this point. So this is how you draw the points. But if the points are given, then 1 by 4 minus 3 by 4, half minus 0, half minus 1 by 4, and you are done, right? So the numbers are there, right? 3 by 4, 0, 1 by 4, minus 1 by 4, half, half, this is the number, minus half, half, 1 by 4. So now there are two things, right? That it is minus, minus does not matter if you are writing just the numbers. But the largest fraction is 4. So multiply everything by 4. So this becomes 2, minus 2, this becomes 2, this becomes 1. So bar 2, 2, 1 is the final, right? Bar 2, 2, 1, right? That this is the direction indices of this one. So if both the points are given, then this is it. If both the points are given, then this is how you do it. Let us do one more, right? I am doing so many, right? I have done 5, 6 on one page, then 2, 3 other, then 2, 3. So you see, if you complete these yourselves, don't just listen to my lecture notes and so on, but you do it yourself, then you are thoroughly there, strongly there. But if you don't practice, then of course you can have an issue. So this time they are just showing you that there is a point here for which the coordinates are not given, and a point here for which the coordinates are not given. But we can find the coordinates. If it is here, then in x you are moving 1, in z you are moving half, right? And in y you are not moving. So you can find the coordinates. In x 1, y 0, z half. So 1, 0, half. This point is on the back face. So in the x you are not moving, in the back face. In the y you are moving 1. In the y you are moving 1. And in z you are moving 1 by 3. So it is 0, 1, 1 by 3. So if some geometry is given, you can find the points like this. So once you have located the point, this point, remember, is 1, 0, half. And this point is 0, 1, 1 by 3. So if you have located the 2 points, then just subtract from the final point minus initial point and you will get it. But one other technique is, because it is a direction, so if you move up or if you move down exactly parallel to this, then the direction remains the same. All parallel lines have the same direction indices. So you can move it to the top here, it will become easier, or you can move it to the bottom here, it will become easier. So either find the coordinates of these points directly, as I just told you, or move them up and down. So here we are showing you that if you move this upwards and make this the origin, so now it is easier, the origin is at a corner and you have moved this here. So do this once again, and now this is 0, 0, 0, this is 0, 0, 0, and then the other point is there. So do whatever way you like. If there is a direction in arrow which is in between, then first technique, just find the points of the original point and the coordinates of the final point and subtract, or move them up and down, and you are still done, right? So we have done a thoroughly strong examples and so on. My question to you now, you see, I started coordinates, you said okay. I started directions, you said okay. Why are we doing this? We are in crystal geometry, we are in crystal structure. Why are we doing it? Right? So if you were in a class, I would ask you to ask me a question, and I will tell you then that, you see, if you are not asking the questions, then you have a problem. So let us relate to chapter 6, material properties, mechanical properties. What is the most standard method? Do a tensile test and draw a stress-strain diagram. Once you have a stress-strain diagram, then you can find the yield strength and elastic modulus and so on. So to find any properties, you want to find a stress and a strain. So if you want to do it at a crystal level, then okay. In a BCC, how do I find a strain and a stress? And in FCC, how do I find it? A stress means you have a force in a direction and you have a plane which you have to find. So therefore, you must know which direction you want to go. So direction indices. And I cannot go to direction indices without coordinates. So we started with coordinate and then we moved to direction indices. We will stop here and we will continue inshallah. Thank you for today. Ma salama.